We're going to spend some time talking about the interview tool. The interview tool is what you're using to collect information while interviewing different sources through the fidelity review. We will click this here. When you first enter the interview tool, you will notice that the menu up above populates in all the potential sources you may be speaking with. And as you click through them, items relevant to that source where there's questions embedded within will show up. And each one is going to start with an introduction question. The introduction is capturing basic information around who are you speaking with right now. This can be really helpful to track who is present or not if there's more than one person in a role. As soon as you submit, it's going to constantly keep pacing you through the questions. And each time you ask a question, it's going to cross out to help keep track of what's already been opened and addressed. Each question is organized around text boxes that you can stylize as you need. And what's important to know is that every text box needs to have some entry. So let's just say that questions in one area has been addressed in the text box above. You cannot just hit submit because eTMACT is sensitive to us accidentally skipping a question. So you will have to make sure you write something in there. And then it moved us on to the next question. You may notice that there are accordion-like bars in here. What eTMACT does too is try to emulate what the paper-based version did, which is we had easy access to the notes on this topic or item from the other data sources we spoke with. eTMACT also allows us to easily access that information. Something to know, though, is you cannot adjust or manipulate that information through here. So just to give an example, ST5, if I go to the team leader interview, and then I go down to ST5, then I can see the question. Put some just basic information in. We'd hope to see more than that, of course. Hit submit. And then if I cross that out, see, and if I come back to the employment specialist interview in this item, oops. There's the information. I just can't edit it here. You can only edit into the source itself. So I'd have to go back to the team leader and this item to reopen if I needed to add more information. Similarly, within the interview tool, you will see these red accordion boxes that you can open up to see other non-interview sources. So this is where you can keep your notes, say, if you had observations from a treatment planning meeting that you observed that's relevant to the employment specialist role here. Or if you heard things in the daily team meeting that you'd like to capture and leave here. Also, below, information that's relevant to this interview that lives in the client survey gets populated in for easier access. So you don't have to flip back and forth. So when asking for specific questions about the team's role in supporting people who are in competitive employment, you can specifically ask, tell me more about client 10 and their job with construction. As with anything, get in good practice of hitting save. And if you feel like you're missing information that you once had through the paper-based eTMACT, we try to include a lot of those here in a PDF called Rationale and Rating Guidelines. This will open in a new window, which can be easy for you to flip back and forth to. So this is where we scan in copies from the standard eTMACT so you can refer to them here. Non-interview items are ones you may pull up to be able to, again, include some of those non-interview source observations. This is a great one. When you are in the daily team meeting, you may be seeing things that you want to capture here, or how you're seeing team being used by way of the chart review.